I don't think any book out today has consistently been one of my top five favorite comics throughout its entire run. So that's why when this book comes out, I rush to read this book as soon as I get it. Let's talk about Saga by Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples, and Image Comics. So in the current arc, I believe it's we're up to number 45. So covering issues 43, 44, and 45. The gang, Alana, Marco, Hazel, Petrichor, and Prince Robot, they land like on this western planet. Apparently, it's like the planet where you can get abortions done. There's going to be a lot of similarities to the real world going on here in this arc, especially in regards to the people on the abortion city or whatever not being able to do the abortion because Alana was in her third trimester. Where Hazel and Petrichor have a discussion about how transgender people are labeled and how they feel in regards to talking about things that people would identify them by, like their genitalia. And it was one of those things where it's like any minute now Petrichor should just say, this is a conversation you should be having with your parents. But you know what? It feels like that Petrichor and Hazel are especially developing this bond after spending so much time together. Especially that scene where Hazel just gives her this hug, gives Petrichor this hug like out of nowhere, and you can tell that Petrichor has developed genuine affection, and she actually cares about Hazel. Apparently, on this planet, they'll do the abortion, but it can't be in the third trimester. So Robot goes with Alana because this planet, if they see Marco and Petrichor, they'll just kill them on sight. So Marco and Petrichor are hiding. So Alana and Robot go to try to get this abortion done, and they can't. So the person who welcomes them into the city, tells them there's people in the Badlands who will, do like a backdoor abortion. So they go, looking for them and everything. They think that's going to be solve their problems. Alana and Robot aren't really, on the best of terms either. Robot sets off on his own. Well, basically, Alana tells him to go screw himself and get away from her. So Robot goes off, okay? So Alana returns while Marco's digging a trench to get rid of all the waste from the ship. And literally, people made of shit start coming out of this trench, okay? And it kind of reminded me of the Golgothan from Dogma, okay? But the thing is that these shit people are in the shapes of the people who created them. So we have a Marco, we have an Alana, we have a Robot at one point. And the thing is that, like I said, they can actually fight our people, our heroes, okay? In like a split second, Alana is able to cast magic. And Alana's people should not be able to cast magic. So it turns out that even though she is carrying the dead fetus inside of her, since it had Marco's magic ability, Alana is able to use some of those powers. On paper, I mean, this is a good thing, I guess, because Alana has magical powers now, which comes into play later on with the appearance of an apparition of their son that almost was. And once you realize what is happening, that really got me, it really got me in the field. So I was like, oh my God. So there's this really cool train sequence where, Fiona Staples is able to capture just the intensity of them having to jump aboard this moving train. And that's where, we first find out that Alana is, she's projecting what she envisioned her son would be. And the saddest part is when the apparition and Hazel just hug each other, and now Hazel has a sibling, and Alana feels like shit for having to get rid of the fetus. But as Marco points out, it's gonna slowly kill her. Because she shouldn't have this dead life form inside of her. So Petrichor encounters this family who, the mother and the son are like centaurs, but the father looks kind of humanoid. And Petrichor makes it there like she's there to get an abortion, but it slips that the people that Alana, Marco, and Hazel are about to go meet in the big house in the middle of nowhere are even worse than the people who do the abortions. Petrichor ends up doing battle with these people because they try to kill her. lo and behold, one of Robot comes back and is able to save her at the last minute. I feel like what this particular story arc is doing so well is that it's showing that even in this fictional universe, there's still those people who feel that like abortion is wrong, or you can do an abortion but it has to be by a certain time. They're representing the people who have questions about the transgender community, who don't quite understand it. I did like that they had like this childlike wonder to it, because for a lot of people, they just don't get it. So I did like that they were able to address these things in a way that it wasn't like they were force feeding it to you, but you know, they were explaining it in a mature manner. I don't think any book in the modern era captivates me the way Saga does. I think an adult fantasy is just what I needed right now, because I'm not really reading as much superhero stuff anymore. And I mean, the Sandman is the book that changed my life, but not many series delve into like that adult fantasy and even horror at times the way, you know, Saga does. And Saga, the realistic approach that it has to like real world situations just in a space setting, it is one of those things that keeps me coming back every month. And even like I put up with the 3-month break. You know, I mean, it's a small price to pay for such a consistently amazing book. It's one of those. It really is one of those books I wish would just go on forever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, you know, a year, 2 years from now, maybe Fiona or Brian will want to do something different, and I hope that never comes to pass. But I do know this book won't last forever, so I'm enjoying the fuck out of it while I can. Guys, as always, please like, share, comment, please subscribe. Let's talk about Saga, because you know what? It really is one of the greatest comics out there today. Guys, as always, please take care. Bye.